Hi Mandeep, Daphne here. Thank you for your questions. The first one I've just replied to you. Don't worry about that link. It is for the academic graph that the students have just written, that graph. So it's a commentary on that. So don't worry about that. But I'm interested in your questions. So you said, where are you and what do you need to do on both of them? For me, you are pretty much on that band 7 now. And I'm very, excuse me. Oh, sorry. Incredibly cautious, and I have to be cautious because there are instances before of students absolutely feeling confident on the band 7, and then on the day of the exam, like it doesn't go as well as they think, and then the band 7 doesn't happen. So I am naturally very cautious, so bear that in mind. Remember, I know you're aiming for a much higher score than that. So the best thing I can do is share with you the band descriptors, and I'll go over to that page in a minute. Just firstly on your comment to the manager, I mean, it's not wrong. What I was trying to say to you is that I wouldn't put that ever. As a native English writer, if I'm writing a letter of complaint, I always put Dear Sir, Madam. I've never written to the manager in my life. So it's not wrong, and some people would use it, but my personal recommendation would be that you don't. And because Dear Sir, Madam is more formal for that context. So I'm going to share with you first the band descriptor for the for the task 2 writing. So I'm not sure if you've looked at these, but if you haven't looked at these, it's really well worth you studying quite carefully. This is the public version. Cannot share the examiner version. I don't have access to that. So this is the public version that you can study the same as me. So this is for the writing task 2. And in the corrections, as you know, we talk about task response, coherence, lexical resource and grammar. Remember, just so you understand the marking, there are no half marks. People get very confused by this. They think, well, why can't I get a 7.5 on task response? The grades for these are whole grades. So you either get a 7 or an 8 or a 7 or a 6 or a 7 or whatever. There are no halves in here. The halves come when the whole thing is calculated at the end. And I think that's why it's so hard to get the band 7. Because if you get, for example, 7 here and 6 here and here, that's then calculated down, not up. It is very strangely calculated, this, and it's really worth trying to read as much as you can about it. So task response, if you look at the band 7, task response, addresses all parts of the task, so fully answers the question, a clear position throughout, presents, extends and supports the main idea. So extends is all the time when I'm saying to you, give me more. And supports means with an example or an illustration of some kind. There may be a tendency to overgeneralize and or supporting ideas may lack focus. So you might be giving an example which doesn't quite connect to that main point. So it logically organizes information and ideas and clear progression. So this is your signaling, your signposting to the examiner. Cohesive devices, those are your linking words. Maybe some over or underuse. So when you're doing firstly, secondly, or on the other hand, for me, that's not sophisticated enough. A clear central topic within each paragraph. So that's really important that you have your clear topic sentence. The examiner knows exactly what you're going to talk about in each paragraph. Vocab is interesting here. So lexical resource is your vocab. Sufficient range of vocab to allow some flexibility and precision. Okay, that's fine, but then it almost here, for me, contradicts itself by saying uses less common lexical items with some awareness of style and collocation. So that one, yeah, fine. This one is a whole big step up from that. Less common lexical items, awareness of style and collocation. So style is when you're using the power of 3 adjectives, 3 nouns, starting with a strong noun, that kind of thing. Collocation, the words which naturally go together, climate change, greenhouse gases, that sort of thing, where we anticipate which word is coming next, and it sounds very wrong if the wrong word comes next. Occasional spelling errors. Your spelling's pretty good. Make sure you're not using spell check on your essays. So spelling. Grammar, a variety of complex structures. That was in the podcast I was sharing with you the other day. Conditional sentences, I need to see you using conditional sentences. I don't think you have really focused on that. Frequent error-free sentences, so that means always getting your tenses right, and good control of grammar and punctuation, commas, but may make a few errors. Okay, a few errors, they literally mean 1 or 2. And that's a 7. Yeah, so that's why it's so hard. You go up to an 8 and see what's lacking. So they've taken out this bit, maybe it may overgeneralize. So you've got sufficiently addresses all parts, clear argument. So this bit about overgeneralization is gone. It's got to be perfect. Sequencing, so all aspects of cohesion, paragraphing, yeah. Here, wide range of vocab, and then uncommon lexical items. So you've got to have some really unusual vocabulary here. Rare errors, that means like one spelling mistake. But your spelling's good. Wide range of structures, the majority of sentences are error-free. Only very occasional errors or inappropriacies. You see, that is actually a very big jump from 7 to 8. 9, as I say, we have never, ever, ever seen a 9. Love it if you want to be the first, but I'm just, you know how cautious I am on this one. You can see the 9, yeah? This, I like this. Uses cohesion in such a way it attracts no attention. It should be absolutely naturally flowing. It's incredibly hard to do for a native speaker, incredibly hard to do. A very natural and sophisticated control of lexical features. That's not just the vocab, that's every trick we use. And then here, the grammar. So that's the band 2. I'll send you this link anyway, so you can have a look at it and study it on your own. Okay, so this is the general writing one. And so this is writing task 1, band descriptors, public version again. Let me just try and move it so you can see it. Sorry, okay. So we've got 6, 7, 8 there. It's a little bit dense, this. But basically you want to be looking at GT, which is the general stuff. I'm looking at 7, okay, already. Covers a requirement, okay. General presents a clear purpose, so tone consistent and appropriate. So is it a letter of complaint? Is it application? Is it letter to a friend? Clearly presents and highlights key features, bullet points, but could be more fully extended. So are you answering all the points on the question? Could you have pushed that more? Here we go. Logically organizes information and ideas, clear progression, range of cohesive devices. So absolutely happy with what you're doing on that lot. Sufficient range of vocab to allow some flexibility, less common items. It's similar to what we've just been looking at before. But then if you go to the 8, covers all requirements, presents, highlights, illustrates key features of bullet points, sequences information clearly, manages all aspects of cohesion, paragraphing, and then vocab, using it fluently. This uncommon lexical items, but occasionally inaccuracies. I mean, for me, your letter writing is very good. You just need to make sure you've got it, you totally cover this. Where you've had errors before is sometimes just on the technical stuff. Anyway, rather than going on and on, I'll share those with you and you can study those. So for me, I am going on the happy on 7, no, not there on 8. But I'm probably always going to say that because I know how hard it is. But hopefully that's helpful. Okay.